All right, let me introduce you officially. So Mikhail Spiegelman, I want to make
Yes.
sure I'm pronouncing it. Yes, I got it. Okay, Spiegelman is author of Becoming Soul, which you see that book behind her. It's on the wall. It's a
Right. And also here.
beautiful book cover
Yeah.
right there. You guys should buy her book.
Thank you.
Okay. 6 keys for profound transformation. She is a certified personal soul coach, Reiki master, spiritual mentor, and a social worker. And as the founder of Beacons of Change and the creator of the Soulful Healer method for profound transformation, she empowers professionals, therapists, social workers, coaches, and healing practitioners who recognize that traditional talk therapy alone is not enough to fully reconnect with their inner resources and awaken to the wisdom of their souls. So good. And today she's going to talk to you about how to create a business and life that truly aligns with your soul's purpose, which is really important. And you saw how many entrepreneurs are in the room, so there's a ton. This is a perfect conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and let you get into your presentation.
Thank you so much. Yes. So I'm excited to be here. And I asked Katie the question about her energy because I was really curious about it because she could say, it's a strategy. And I'm already going to give you a hint on one of my tips that I'm going to make practical later. And it's elevate your energy and elevate your results. People underestimate the importance of our vitality level, our energy level. But as I said, I'll get to it in a little bit. As I was reading in the chat and I was looking at the goals that you all posted. So I don't know you, I don't know your stories. But what came up for me, first of all, awesome that you have this clarity on what you're writing in the chat. But if I had to guess, some of the goals that you have in the chat, they may be unrealistic to get them done, but get them done by the end of the year, unless you're really in the last stages. And I heard what Katie said about set up a goal, be all in, end the year strong. I think that I'm going to offer maybe an outside the box perspective. I think that my presentation is a strong call for a change in perspective, because I believe that if we or when we integrate soulfulness with productivity, then it adds a quality that can help us to end this year not only strong, but in a way that is really aligned with our soul's purpose. So we don't end up being disappointed because, with all the achievement and the goal setting and everything, there is a lot of male energy in that. And we all need that male energy to help us move forward. But there is a more, let's say, softer, more feminine energy of things like intuition and creativity and compassion and all those maybe more related to the soul qualities that when we combine them and we really balance the yin and the yang, the male and the female qualities and energy, it really brings to amazing results. And in my book, that Katie mentioned it, that's called Becoming Soulful. I take you through 6 keys for profound transformation that connect you with your soul and unlock the best version of yourself so you can truly live aligned with who you are. So Katie keeps saying the best version of yourself. How can you show up as the best version of yourself? And for me, it is not an intellectual process. Showing up as the best version of ourselves needs to come from our soul. And our soul, which is the pure essence of who we are, is the source of our deepest wisdom, the meaning, joy. It's really part of us that craves connection and learning and growth. That's actually our soul's purpose. Our soul's purpose is not achievements and results and productivity. Our soul's purpose is to grow and to learn and to expand through living in our physical body. In other words, living life to the fullest, which means also feeling all range of emotions, And again, connecting to the more male qualities that help us move forward, but also to the more feminine qualities that all of us have, whether we're male or female oriented, of the meaning and the purpose that comes from within. So rather than maybe seeing productivity or measuring productivity through the external results, we also want to measure our ability to live with purpose, meaning, and joy. And I want to just share what I write in my book about soul and and the meaning of soulfulness. And I'm sharing the screen now. You should see it. If not, then somebody tell me. But here is what I write in my book, Becoming Soulful, about that. The soul is like a wise friend within us, softly nudging us along our life's path. It speaks in the quiet of intuition, in the symbols of dreams, and in those aha moments when everything just clicks into place. It's the inner voice that whispers wisdom, helping us to choose paths that are true to who we really are at our heart. And without overthinking, I would love for you to write in the chat what are the first words that come to mind when you hear the word soulfulness. Write it in the chat now. What's the first words that come to your mind when you hear the word soulfulness? And I'm just going to give you a minute and look at the chat. Okay, let's see. So I see authenticity, tranquility, spiritual essence, aligned, spiritual freedom to be. I love that. Genuine peace. Yes, truthfulness and character, love, essence, honesty. How many of you agree that if we combine these qualities with the traditional approach to productivity, we can get better results? Just say me in the chat if you agree with that. How many of you agree that if we combine these qualities with productivity, we get incredible results? Beautiful. Yes, I see the yes, and I feel the energy. So when we look at productivity without soul, when we don't bring soul into productivity, there is a cost to it. Burnout, exhaustion, disconnection from purpose, lacking of fulfillment, sometimes not being even motivated to do what we do. So going back to the goals that you posted in the chat, if you have those goals and you don't have the soul connection that really guides you on why do you want to achieve them and what's the bigger purpose of you doing that and how to bring your whole self into that, then productivity by itself is not going to be enough. And many years ago, when I became a social worker and I got my degree, it didn't take a long time for me to feel limited in my ability to heal people on a deep level. I didn't know back then yet that the connection to the soul was what was meaning, but I had a lot of personal trauma in my life. And when I was healing my trauma in studying different philosophies and modalities, became a Reiki master, meditation, color healing, became a life coach. When I did my own transformation and then I worked with people, first as a social worker, then as a soul coach, then I realized that I get amazing results with myself and with people only when there is also soul work involved. And this soulful journey that I experienced by myself led me to develop the journey into the soul, which is my signature healing experience that I take people through and healing, helping people heal sometimes deep trauma through the journey into the soul and this connection. And also the soulful healer method that I developed and I present in my book, it's all based on all this experience of how people undervalue the power of connecting to the soul and how this soul connection can really influence our lives. It's about living life fully aligned with our soul's journey and purpose. And soulfulness, the way I see it, is the state of being deeply connected to your authentic self, your inner wisdom, and your life's great purpose. It's about living with meaning, intention, and presence, where every action you take is infused with heart and soul. And please feel free to type into the chat whatever I say that you can relate with that, or you have a personal experience. I would like to know, and then I can go back to the chat and read it. So that's really soulfulness, and becoming soulful means recognizing that every aspect of our lives, from the food we eat to the clothes we wear, to the spaces we create around us, to the dreams we fulfill, present a canvas to express our deepest values. You want to improve your productivity? Look at what you wear right now. Look at your environment. What's in your background? How do you set your environment that it really aligns with your soul and who you are? If you have clutter around you, just something, just very, maybe just a small tip about colors. Colors bring energy, and they help us to elevate our energy. So I have a rule with myself. I never teach. Did I say never? Yes, never. I never teach wearing black. Always color. Depends of what my soul needs that day. Like if I need some support with like expression, then I'll wear turquoise. But if I need some energy, I want to like have a high energy level, then it will be red. If I want some joy, it will be orange or yellow. But I will never teach with black. And if you are one of those people who like wear black a lot, always add accessories with color. But I'll go back to the topic. So becoming soulful, and back to productivity. What does it mean to really combine productivity and soulfulness? So it also depends on your values, because like it says here, present a canvas to express our deepest values. So if your values are only achievement, accomplishment, results, and you don't have any values like freedom, peace, joy, or ease, then you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself and you're not really aligned with your values. So I want you actually to think for a minute, between now and the end of the year, what is a value that you think will help you if you align with that? Okay, maybe a value, or you can even write two values and make sure that you have not only achievement or accomplishment or result or strength or power, but you also have more soulful values like freedom and ease and joy and peace. So we have both of them. For example, beauty and wealth, Dominique says, absolutely. So you align with those values that are aligned with your soul. Fun, yes, freedom, fun, joy. When you bring those values into your work, into productivity, it makes productivity much, much easier. And when we break soulfulness, the word soulfulness, into soul and fullness, then it really speaks about how we want our soul to be full, and we want to bring our full self into bringing, being and doing. So soulful productivity, that's really what I want to inspire you to have as your mantra between now until the end of the year, and then forever as well. Soulful productivity is about living fully, not just checking boxes. Soulful productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters most in a way that nurtures your energy and feeds your soul. We have to be careful not to get into this race that pressure of productivity and the obsession with productivity can put on us, and just like move forward, checks boxes, get things done. Why does it matter for you? The goal that you posted in the chat, why does it really matter to you? How would you feel on a soul level if you ended the year and you achieved this goal? And also, I mentioned earlier that maybe your goal is not realistic. So tune into your soul and ask yourself, is it really realistic for me to achieve this goal by the end of the year? Or if I want to maybe practice soulful productivity, can I modify this role so I get the results, but maybe not the results that I expected before, but I'm also aligned with my soul and who I am. So that's soulful productivity. And when you infuse productivity with soulfulness, you cut through the noise with intention, you make aligned decisions with ease. So it really, really affects your decision making process. And number 3 is really important. So pay attention to that. You raise your vitality and enter an effortless flow. But I think that those are one of the maybe 2 of the really most important benefits of infusing productivity with soulfulness. So I want to break it down for you. Raise your vitality. I already gave you a hint on that when I asked Katie at the beginning about her energy level. So I want to get very practical here and also give you some actions that you can take to raise your vitality and to enter an effortless flow. But let me explain why this is important. So when I said earlier, elevate your energy and elevate your results, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're like engaged now through the chat, if you bring your full self into this presentation and it's like your energy level is high right now, you're on it, then that's a really good mirror probably to how you show up in life. And if you're trying to be productive with a low energy level without being aware why you leak life force energy, what drains you, then productivity is going to be really hard for you. So soulful productivity, action number 1, which aligns with what I said before, elevate your energy, elevate your results. Just say it like a mantra. Elevate your energy, elevate your results. I wanted to ask, I was planning to say, write it down for yourself, but Katie said, close your journal, just keep it here in your head. So it's up to you if to write it down or just to remember it. You can chant it as a mantra. So elevate your energy, elevate your results. And I invite you to take an energy inventory. This is very practical. I do it with all my clients. On a scale of 1 to 10, right now, type it into the chat. How high is your vitality level? Give me a number between 1 to 10. This is an energy inventory of yourself. How resourced do you feel? How high is your energy level? Be honest. If you're very low energy, maybe something is going on in your life. Perfectly okay. You're at 1. If you're like at 10, very high. Okay, I see so many numbers, 5, 7, 8, 7, 9. How does it help you to know that right now, when you ask yourself, perfectly okay that we have someone with even 2. There are so many circumstances in life. But when you take an energy inventory, let's say you're about to get productive and take care of some tasks. If you know that you're at 2 or 3, then there are a few options. Either you ask yourself, what can I do right now to get it to 4 or to get it to 5? So you raise your energy level, or you align the task that you engage in with your energy level. For example, when I was preparing for this presentation, then when I was high level in my creative forest, really feeling like in my game, then I came up with the ideas of what I want to talk about. But when I was lower energy, which for me also aligns with the hours of the day, like my energy is at peak in the morning and then in the evening less, even though I teach sometimes in the evening and I know how to raise my energy level. But then later in the day, I took care of some tasks of like giving instructions to my team on how to create a presentation and creating emails and stuff. But to be in my creative force, I created this presentation when I was at my peak energy. So if your energy is down, again, either what can I do right now to bring it one number up? No, don't go from 3 to 10. And by the way, write in the chat, if your energy level is low and you ask yourself, and the answer is, yes, I want to raise my vitality now. What will help you do that? One thing that you know helps you to raise your energy level. Type it into the chat. I'm going to give you another way to take an energy inventory. This is actually very practical. Again, I do it with all my clients, and this is more about not your energy, but the energy of all the tasks that you have, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Um, Keep track of your daily tasks. Notice what energizes you and what drains you. Then evaluate and correct. And I'll explain. This simple chart that you see on the screen now, do you see that? So for 1 week, every day, you write down everything that you do. So, if today Friday, you write everything that you do. And then you mark it as either energizing. The E stands for energizing and the D stands for draining. So you put a check next to each item on your list. You do it for 1 week, and then you review your chart, and you decide what corrections you want to make, what modifications you want to make. And I can't even explain. Maybe I can explain how it adds to your productivity long term. Many years ago, my husband and I, who work full time in this business, I'm the teacher, the presenter, the coach, the social worker, and he's running the business and behind the scene. So we did that for a week, all our tasks, and we had an aha, a discovery after doing this exercise, because we realized that many of the tasks that are draining us, both of us, are actually tasks that somebody else can do. So we decided to really focus on our strength and, our creative force and creating programs and everything. And when we hired an assistant at that point, we hired an assistant, and in her job description, actually, we put not all, but many of the items that we had in our inventory chart that were draining for us. So we actually looked for the right person that could take care of the assignments that are draining for us. So that's really what I suggest that you do. Now, let me move on to talk about another really important tip. So here's a question. Write it in the chat now. Yes or no? Routines are non-negotiable for productivity. Yes or no? Write it in the chat. Yes. Okay. I see yes. I see no. I see yes. I see no. Okay. So here's my perspective. Not if it's rigid. Many times, sticking to our routines, when it becomes something rigid, it has a cost. And here's the thing about our soul craves flows. So even though routines, I have many routines. I have morning routine. I'm very strict with my morning routine, Reiki, meditation every day. Uh, I shouldn't actually say I'm very strict with it. I'm very strict with having a morning routine every day, but I bring flow into my routine to make it a routine that aligns with my soul. And if we really accept that our soul craves creativity, our soul craves flow. I was going to say, when we're in the flow, then creativity can easily be expressed. And when I say flow, how does it feel when we are in flow? Right? Type it into the chat. And John, I agree, non-negotiable morning self-care for me as well. But I bring flow into all my routines. Okay. So when we're in flow state, uh, yes, Zen, creativity, magical, effortless. So I invite you to look at the routines that you have in your life and in your business, and especially those that maybe helps productivity, and see how can you add more flow into those routines. One of the ways that I help my clients to have more flow into their routines, I was actually planning to do a little exercise here and take you through a short guided visualization, but I'm running out of time. But I'll just share that. I'm taking them through guided visualizations on the spot. I make them on the spot that helps them to receive answers from their soul of how can they get into a flow. And that's actually my second soulful productivity action for you. Take soulful pauses throughout your day. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, shift your awareness inward, and ask your soul, what do you need from me now to be in the flow? And I'm telling you, from my experience and all my clients, even without the word flow, when you turn into your soul and you ask, what do you need from me right now? And your soul tell you what she needs, that's really how you create the flow. So since I'm running out of time and I cannot, I don't have time to take you through the guided visualization, I'll do a quick recap as I'm wrapping up. So we spoke about the cost of productivity without the soul, the essence of soulfulness, soulful productivity, and then 2 tips. One was elevate your energy, elevate your results, take an energy inventory of yourself and also of your tasks, and take soulful pauses throughout your day. And I'm curious to ask you, based on your take on what I said, what's one thing you can stop doing today to release the pressure of productivity and feel more connected to your soul? One thing you can do today, and be really honest and real. Don't promise to do something that is not doable for you. One thing you can stop doing. Okay, let me just stop sharing and just look at the chat. Stop worrying. Stop watching the news. Try to do all at once. Ease, no anxiety. Okay, I love that. Ask myself question, is this really necessary for me to do today? I love it. Take more breaks. Oh my God. I have to confess, I forget to take breaks. And then I have the soulfulness here before me. And then on the wall, I'm like, okay, it's time for a soulful break. Yes, so many great ideas in the chat. Read them as well. And as I'm wrapping up this conversation, this presentation, I ask you, what is one thing you can stop doing, right? And in terms of what are some things you can start doing, which I'm sure that you want to know, you can ask yourself this question, but also I would love to help you identify exactly what are the things that you can do to not only stop the pressure, but also bring soulfulness into productivity.